Welcome back to Inside Sports, and we're talking DC Divas with Donna and Rich. And you've got this one playoff game coming up on the 30th of June.
Yep. So the road to the Super Bowl is like this. We'll go right to the Super Bowl, okay? It's August the 4th. We're inside Heinz Field where the Steelers play. First time ever a women's Super Bowl is going to be played in an NFL stadium.
Well, that's great.
Absolutely. Now, the thing is, June 30th, we got to beat Pittsburgh. July 7th, we probably need to go to Boston and win. July 21st, we'd probably end up in Chicago and have to beat them to make it to the August 4th game to play the Western Conference team, which this year might be San Diego again, to have that chance to win the Super Bowl August the 4th. But what a great thing after being part of it 12 years and seeing it build from the very beginning and a handful of teams to over 60 teams in our league, to see Franco Harris, you know, buy the Pittsburgh Passion, become a co-owner of that team, and now to see the opportunity to play in Heinz Field where the Steelers play and to have your Super Bowl there is just a huge step that we really want to be part of it.
Well, you are.
Well, part of getting there, now we want to make sure we have a good seat on the sideline, not in the stands.
I'm not thinking negative.
No, we're thinking very positive. I mean, we've had a really tough year. We're 3-5. We split with Pittsburgh.
5-3.
5-3. Excuse me, 5-3, yeah.
That's
we
right.
split with Pittsburgh, so we lost the first game to them. We came back and beat them the second time. We lost really bad to Boston the first time and came back and got up by 1 point with 3 minutes left and still ended up losing to them the second time. So we really felt like we played better the second game, but we still haven't played our best game yet against Boston. They're the two-time defending champion. They are right now the team to beat. And so we've got to handle business against Pittsburgh, do what we do best, which is grind it out in the ground and then take advantage of Allie's arm, and chew it up the field. Once we do that, we'll get a chance to go back to Boston, and we really feel we can take it to them. But we've got to play a perfect game. I mean, Boston is like a well-oiled machine. Pittsburgh's got so many dynamic players. Lisa Horton, their quarterback, though, has been injured. She's had the back injury that Peyton Manning had with the injury in the spinal cord, so she hasn't been able to throw, so they've had their backup quarterback in. So that's definitely affected Pittsburgh's performance. But the game has gotten so much better, and the teams that we're playing are so much better that, every game's just really a battle at this point.
Well, I would think that Pittsburgh would also have some incentive playing in Heinz Field.
Oh, they want to be there so badly. I mean, when we beat them up there in Pittsburgh to win the division, that just crushed them. I mean, they were thinking, okay, now we're going to have to go to Detroit. We'll have to go back to Pittsburgh. That would have put us in a wild card spot. But when we come up there, beat them on their home field after they've beaten us down here, sort of snatch that away from them, you could just feel them. So now we just got to close the deal. Close the deal. So we need our fan support, though. That's a big deal, getting everyone out to the game, getting people loud and having the fans there going crazy, and it just makes a difference. So we want to have everyone out on June 30th.
I hear that Frank Bevo Shore might make an appearance, too.
I think you and the Shore should definitely make an appearance. And
I'll have him come get me.
Miss Donna Edwards will be making an appearance, and there might be a few other NFL players.
Senator Mikulski has been invited to be an honorary captain, some other folks like that, to champion the Title IX celebration for this month.
You know who works for her, don't you?
No, sir.
Governor O'Malley's mother.
Is that right?
That's
what
correct.
Do you know?
Well, we ought to bring her, too.
Tell her.
Why not? I think we will.
Babs will come.
All right, we'll make that happen. We'll make sure she gets the invite.
That's right. That's right. But, why did you choose football over the other sports that you were playing?
Well, there was just something about football that when I was a little kid, I was really attracted to. And as a very strong female, I wanted to use my aggression. I wanted to use my strength, my physicalness. And you can only hit somebody so hard in basketball before you get a flagrant foul and you're done. And, I really, really missed. And somehow I knew, being a girl, that I wasn't going to be able to play football. And it just didn't feel right. And so the first opportunity I got to play tackle, I was right on board because I was strong and I wanted to use that. That was my biggest asset, was my heart, my determination, and my strength. And you can use determination in your heart in every sport, but your
Oh,
strength in football, that's one place where, your pure strength, my ability to, blow linemen off the line and, handle the DBs and the people that are smaller and a lot faster than I am, it's important. And so this was the sport that's been perfectly, created for me, or I was created for it, whatever.
Well, you're in a right time coming up now, because when I was growing up, there were a lot of girls, I should say, because they weren't ladies yet, because they'd hit you pretty hard too. They would play sports and they didn't have any place to go. And some of them would play tackle football with the guys, but it was a calling out of wanting but not having. And it was the same way with other girls I'd see that would be really good basketball players today you could work with. And they didn't have the chance back then. I mean, they'd play that 3-on-3 basketball at the half court thing, And
Well, it just shows how much times have changed from one generation. Then you look at how I grew up with opportunity to play anything I wanted to play, and knowing that as a female there were more opportunities for me to get a scholarship than maybe the guys, because Title IX had just opened up all these opportunities for us to go play. And so I knew when I was a little girl, I said, I'm going to get a scholarship, I'm going to play in college. Like, that was just something that I kind of felt that was going to happen. And I guess, as life has it, it did happen. But there was a lot of opportunity, not in football. But now we're changing that. So.
Well, I had a young lady that played on my softball team that she would have been a great athlete in football or tennis or golf. And, she didn't have those opportunities. And she ended up scoring 1,000 points at George Washington University. She got a full scholarship in basketball and also played volleyball there. But I think today that, if it were football, she'd probably play it, because she was a tough person.
Let me ask you, what was the difference? I'm just curious, because you coached women back in the 60s, maybe even the 50s, 60s a time frame,
60s.
Potentially 60s. Thank you for making me correct on that. What was the athlete like then versus now, the male versus female? Did you see any difference about how they approached things, or the way they went about the game, or the difference you might have had to take in coaching at all?
Well, you have to look, because, a lot of it is mental. You got to have that right mental outlook, just like Donna said. Even if you're a female or a male, you've got to have that same attitude and desire in whatever sport you're playing. And I think that they're, like I just told about this one woman that played for me, Carol Bird Lewis, she could have been great in some other sports that weren't open to her at the time. I mean, tackle football wasn't open to her. Certainly baseball wasn't. She played the normal female sports, should we say, and excelled at them. But she certainly, I think, could have been a great golfer, a great tennis player, or a great football player. And, and a lot of them, it's easier to work with the women in coaching than it is to work with men, because the men know it all. I mean, you get them in, no matter who you got, you might have gotten some scrub player to come on the team and all like that. He just didn't have it, whereas the woman was always ready to learn and learn about the sport, learn about the mental side of it as well as the physical side of it. So I think back then it was a little different, but again, it came down with their mentality, I think. I mean, I think big about that, and some people might say, oh, you got to have the ability, but you got to have that mentality.
That's everything.
too.
If you don't have the mentality, it doesn't matter what your ability is, because you won't put your ability to use.
That's right.
Or come to practice,
That's
multiple
right.
times a week, and after your full day of work, and you decide you're going to be out there. And, here's a good example. Callie Brownson is a young lady who grew up. I mean, her dad's a big supporter. That's a 100-yard interception return, which is a Diva record also. But Callie, a young lady, she played tackle as a young girl, but wasn't allowed to continue to play it at some point.
That's right.
And then as soon as she could get to the Divas at 18, 19, she's there and wants to play. There's Ashley, we talked about, number 12. She is the league's leading receiver. She had 18 catches in one game this season. And again, even though she went to Arizona as a point guard and had her education paid for, there's still no opportunity at that point. You have to go and play the traditional sports.
Yes.
Someday, I don't think there'll be necessarily football for women in college, but it'll be a club sport, it'll be a flag sport, and there'll be a lot more women like Lenny here rumbling, stumbling, fumbling to the end zone. She had her last child. She's a rookie cornerback, Bill. Had her last child less than a year ago.
Wow.
And here she is with us. There's Kaching, another rookie on special teams. You know, again, going back to that heart. Keto Ogletree, 14 tackles this week. I mean, there's just so many. Big D, look at Big D.
Once again, when's the game? On the
June
30th?
30th, that's right.
Saturday night, 6 o'clock.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Under the lights.
Get out and see your favorite women.
In gorgeous Prince George's Sports and Learning Complex. Isn't that what you call it? I mean, I've been out here long enough to hear that word a couple times.
I don't think we had that slogan when I was an elected official in Prince George's County. Anyway, don't forget, June 30th, get over there. FedEx, it's free parking. You'll see plenty of things, and you'll see great football. Believe me, great football. See you there. And see you the next time we're here. And I'm not sure when that's going to be. But go Divas!